Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. Our webinar will begin in just a moment, but we wanted to share this video of Suzette from Jamaica sharing her cultural exchange experiences. So here is her story.
When you go to Jamaica, you will hear us greeting each other. Wagwan! It's what's going on? I am Suzette. I am from Montego Bay, Jamaica, and I teach third grade in North Carolina. As a teacher, I think we should prepare kids for the global world, 21st century. So what better way to do it than to experience it myself? Teaching here has exposed me to a plethora of knowledge and skills that I did not have before, even though I was teaching for such a long time. For example, the way we teach math here is that we are introducing many different strategies, and then the kids would choose what they would like to use. Back home, it's not as wide when you think about strategies and skills, so I have strategies to teach that I am eager to share when I go back home. When you come to Jamaica, my culture is alive in my classroom every day through visual aids that I have brought with me from Jamaica. I teach them a bit about our native tongue, which is the Patois. They enjoy that. They enjoy learning those words. They enjoy listening to me. Tomorrow, well, we are hoping to immerse our audience into our Jamaican culture. So we will have jerk chicken, curry chicken, pudding. We'll be dancing, showing them some of our reggae moves. I hope you'll dance with us tomorrow. I must thank EPI. I know that I can send an email and I will get an answer in no time. So that is like a comfort for me to know that they are at our fingertips, so to speak. And of course, I have recommended people to EPI and I will continue to do so. Any teacher who wishes to come here, it's very important that they come with an open mind. Ask questions, ask for help, and build your community. I think that's very important.
Hi everyone and welcome to our webinar, How the EPI Process Works. My name is Jessica and I work as a content coordinator for Educational Partners International. I'm from the mountains of North Carolina, and before working for EPI, I taught English at the community college level. Today I will be talking with you about what you can expect from our program from when you begin your application to when you come to the United States. We also want you to take this opportunity to ask any questions that you have about our process. You can ask them in the comment box and we will answer them throughout today's presentation. Please keep in mind that we won't be able to answer questions about your specific application for privacy reasons. All of those should be emailed to team@teachwithepi.com. So today we will be explaining EPI's program and give you an overview of everything from the application to becoming a cultural ambassador. By the end of this presentation, you will have a better understanding of each step in the process. If you're joining us for the first time, we are Educational Partners International, or EPI for short, and we are a cultural exchange program that brings international teachers to teach in K-12 schools in the United States. Our mission is to bring some of the best teachers from around the world to come to the U.S. to share their cultural experiences. As you can read here, our goal is to strengthen K-12 education by discovering and empowering the world's best international teachers in order to facilitate authentic cultural exchange. While we work with schools across the southern United States, our home office is in the mountains of North Carolina, which you can see in the photo on your screen. We would love to know where you are from too, so please take the time to tell us in the comments. And wherever you are joining us from, thank you so much for watching. The EPI process is made up of these 6 steps. First, you will fill out an application to determine your program eligibility. Then your application is moved to approved and you become eligible for school interviews. After completing a successful school interview, you become placed in a U.S. school. You then prepare for arrival and orientation in the United States and become an EPI program member. You will spend 3 years in the U.S. as an EPI teacher, then return home to become a cultural ambassador around the world. The first step in the EPI process is the application. EPI's application is thorough and it does a few important things for you. First, filling out the application creates a professional profile for schools to look at when they are considering teachers for interviews. We also use the information you provide on the application to decide whether or not you meet our eligibility requirements. Some of the requirements for being an EPI teacher are that you are currently teaching, you have at least 2 years full-time teaching experience, and you have the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree. EPI's application helps you collect documents that you will need to apply for a visa, travel to the United States, and obtain a teaching license. You will also have 2 online interviews with EPI team members. The team will ask you questions about your teaching experience, classroom management, and lesson planning, as well as other topics that prove your eligibility and qualifications. After the interviews, you will be asked to provide proof of employment and credentials. Once you have uploaded all of your documents and passed 2 EPI interviews, you are moved to the approved stage. Being an approved means that your application with EPI is complete, you have passed a background check, you meet our requirements, and you are now eligible for school interviews. As a candidate and approved, your application becomes a professional profile that is available to U.S. schools. They will look through the applications of all of our teachers and approved to choose which ones to interview over a video call. If the interview goes well and the school is interested in working with you, you will then be placed. Placement means that you have accepted an offer from a school and will be coming to the USA to teach. Teachers who are placed through EPI teach in public, private, and charter schools in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Florida. As soon as you arrive in the U.S., you will participate in EPI's orientation. During this time, you will learn more about life and education in the U.S., as well as the rules and regulations of the Exchange Visitor Program. Our orientation lasts several days, giving lots of time to ask questions and prepare for the upcoming school year. After you complete orientation, you become an official EPI program member. As an EPI program member, you will teach in the U.S. for 3 years. During that time, you will have access to 24/7 support from our trained and professional support team. They can help you with everything from culture shock to meeting the needs of struggling learners. The relationship between you and the support team is an important one and will continue throughout your time in the United States. It includes not only orientation and arrival support, but also professional development programs and one-on-one instructional and cultural coaching. Should you need assistance of any kind, the EPI support team is ready to help. As an EPI teacher, you will also have the opportunity to share your culture with your students here in the United States through cultural exchange projects. Today we have a couple of examples of projects our teachers have done in the past. So Judith is a 5th grade EPI teacher from the Bahamas. To bring the Junkanoo Festival to the USA, her students made goat drums, cowbells, and headdresses. Students in EPI teacher Giovanna's Spanish immersion class wrote letters in Spanish to students in her home country, Colombia. After exchanging letters, the US and Colombian students were able to meet each other over Skype and talked about their cultures. After teaching in the United States for 3 years with EPI, you will then return to your home country where you will be able to become a cultural ambassador. After teaching in the United States for 3 years with EPI, you will then return to your home country where you will become a cultural ambassador. After you return, you will be able to share what you have learned about the US with people in your home country, just like you shared your culture while you were here. This is one of the most important steps in the whole process because this is what cultural exchange is all about. Building mutual understanding between cultures by sharing your personal experiences. Okay, so now we will be taking the time to address questions. If you have not submitted yours yet, please ask them now. We will be answering all of your questions in the comments section today. So here are some of the most common questions we get at EPI. Lots of applicants want to know how long the EPI program is, and we are a 3-year program. People also ask, is there an application fee? The answer is no, there is no application or placement fee. There are other costs associated with your application, such as obtaining your diploma or transcripts, but EPI will never charge you an application or a placement fee. Another question we often get is there an age limit? So no, there is no age limit. As long as you meet our basic requirements, you can join the EPI program regardless of your age. So some of those requirements are that you are currently teaching with at least 2 years full-time teaching experience, you have the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree, and you have advanced English skills. We also have some other questions that have been on our applicants' minds more recently. Most people want to know, is EPI still accepting applications? So yes, EPI is continuing to accept and process applications. You can apply by visiting our website, teachwithepi.com. For more information about what our application process looks like at this time, please email our admissions team at team@teachwithepi.com. Another question that applicants have is, can I put my application on hold? And yes, you are able to start your application and later put it on hold if you need to. There is no obligation to continue once you have started. You can then choose to resume your application at a time that is better for you and your personal situation. Finally, our applicants have been wondering, how does EPI support teachers during times of uncertainty or emergencies? So we always prioritize the safety of our program members and provide support for any situation that may arise while they're in the United States. For example, since the outbreak of COVID-19, we have been monitoring the situation, providing detailed guidance for our teachers, and operating at a normal capacity so that we can be available for all of our program members. So if you're interested in applying with EPI, the first step is to go to our website, teachwithepi.com, and select the Apply button. After you answer the eligibility question and click Submit, you'll be able to make an account with your email address and start your application. If you have started your application but have questions, email us at team@teachwithepi.com. So to end today's presentation, I would like to share this quote that illustrates the importance of an international education. J. William Fulbright was a U.S. Senator and the founder of the Fulbright Program. He said, "There's a multiplier effect in international education, and it carries the possibility, the only real possibility, of changing our manner of thinking about the world and therefore of changing the world." Here at EPI, we understand how important it is to provide students with a global perspective, and we are so excited to give both of you the opportunity to experience authentic cultural exchange. All right, that's all for today, everyone. If you are interested in our upcoming webinars, go to teachwithepi.com/webinars and sign up for our mailing list. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook to hear about our upcoming events, as well as to hear more from our current teachers. If you have any more questions, please email us at team@teachwithepi.com. On behalf of everyone at EPI, thanks for joining us and have a great day, everyone.